Now you take the no-till guy. This is a substantial amount of tillage for him.
Yep. So
the no-till guy's got a pretty high concentration of P and K in that upper 2 inches, where this will mix. I'm a little bit short of power on this machine, but we are finding straw and residue all the way down to the bottom, mixed in, so that it shows the mix is there. And fertilizer falling in that area is going to do the same thing. Okay. Now here's something that'll blow your mind. Gary Zimmer's always talked about it, and I never got a chance to get it done. He wants me to mix a bushel of oats to the acre in with my fall fertilizer.
Oh.
To try and get that to germinate and grow before it freezes, and you know what I mean, if you get behind that bean combine.
Yep.
To get that root mass and stuff to establish and then freeze off.
Get some fixed nitrogen out of it.
Now the one pass, this half here, that half, those 8 rows was 2 pass, this 8 rows is a single pass with the mini. And
I don't know if that's quite enough in the fall to...
Right, it's chewed up, again, the no-till customers that we have working with it, but it just pretty much dices it, slices it, and lifts it. You really don't get a flip and a churn and a...
But it does fracture it here. It is all fractured. So...
Right, we're fractured out here.
If you were going to do another trip in the spring, would it be enough?
I don't know. This heavy soil, I don't... For this heavy soil, I'd like to see more. So
I'd
the
like
2
to
pass...
see it in bean stubble once, you know, to
be
see
behind.
what it does in bean stubble, because this is probably, wheat stubble is probably your worst condition to try to build a strip in, isn't it?
I don't know. This doesn't, like this here where it's blown apart, like this is blown apart and chunky, and we're seeing wheat chaff and stuff right down there to the bottom, but I'd have to say that's between 3 and 4 inches on that one pass.
Yeah.
And that's all that energy. That's all that energy put on that one single coulter. But the second pass definitely gives it a whole bunch more mix.
Yep. It's a benefit. And you were saying it doesn't take that much power, or...
Well, two passes with the Mini, the way my fuel consumption's looking, I don't have a lot of experience on the Mini, but it looks like 2 passes with the Mini is going to take about half the fuel, 1 pass with the soil warrior.
That would make sense.
Because that soil warrior is down there about 8 to 10 inches. Mm-hmm. Some instances 11 and 12, depending on where the operator sets it.
Well, per pass it takes half, or even half to make 2 passes, do you think?
Half to make 2 passes.
Okay.
Because that's 300 horse, that's 200 horse.
We were running
a 40-foot machine on 20-foot weigh lines. So, and we were
running faster.
Plus we were running faster, about a mile and a half faster than I was running with an extra 100 horse on a 20-foot soil warrior.
The question is if it's deep enough.
If it's enough.
Yep. 2 passes probably would be.
Then again,
the 2-pass system is similar to what I've got with a knife on our strip till machine.
Right, but with what I see, I would 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here's our guess roll. 2 pass, single pass. You got experience strip tilling. Would you come in and plant on that without conditioning and fluffing? This is 2 pass in the fall. Mm-hmm. It's still pretty lumpy and chunky. Yep. Myself, with my experience, I really like that. Puts a lot of air, a lot of oxygen down there. We'll get frost.
Leave it lumpy in the fall.
Leave it lumpy as possible in the fall. Get the frost or whatever to get down as deep as possible. Get oxygen down there. And the lumpier it is here now, the higher the probability we're going to have higher concentration of granulars down as deep as we did tillage.
Okay.
Then as it settles down and wants to set up in the spring, we'll set it at about 2.5 to 3 inches of depth, run about 10 miles an hour, fluff and condition it.
And I think that gives you an ideal feed bed.
And ideal is what we really need, isn't it? When we can book $5 and $6 corn. And read an article in the magazine the other day. They said in 3 years we'll be paying $500 a bushel for seed, a bag.
500.
$500.
Paying 3 this year, so
Yeah.
for 09.
A few more genetics they throw at it, a few more traits. So every seed we drop out of that planter, it's imperative we give it the best possible condition to take off in.
True.
That fluff and condition in the spring just absolutely eliminates the potential for the planter to come through and put in a seed trench from the disc openers. Had a Monsanto rep spend about 7 hours walking our fields this spring. He couldn't find one seed trench, even down in our lake, you know, low ground, low, heavy, mucky ground.
Because you fluffed and conditioned every acre.
Yeah, and it was nice and dry when we come through to plant. Yep, we fluff and condition every acre.
Okay.
It's pretty common to have producers that'll buy a machine going, I'm only going to do the deep in the fall. I'm not worried if the spring will beat it down. I got super whippers on the planter and a coulter. I'm just going to go plant in it. Then they'll go out and condition in the spring a few acres to get started, you know, because once you condition it, it warms up so nice to let you get going early. They end up conditioning every acre. They never plant another acre without conditioning it.
Now, if we're not RTK, can I see this? This strip will be visible enough in the spring to follow?
I don't have any experience. I do not personally on my farm. I've been using the Warrior one. The Warrior one is very substantial.
And you got a blacker, definitely a blacker